Hi everyone, I am Neha Agrawal. I'm the founder of WiseUp and an alum of NTU Singapore, a university ranked among the top 15 globally. In the past 3 years, I have reviewed over 500 SOPs, LORs and personal statements and helped students get admission in top universities such as Georgia Tech, Carnegie Mellon, Stanford University, National University of Singapore and many others. In this video, we are going to learn all about writing a personal statement. What is the difference between an SOP and a personal statement? What is the content you should include? And as a bonus, a fantastic personal statement sample that actually got admission in top universities. I'm also going to share with you some key points you need to take note of about university requirements. So do watch this video till the very end. And now, without further delay, let's get started. So first, let's understand what is the difference between an SOP and a personal statement. An SOP or a statement of purpose is usually more academic in nature and shares in detail about your professional experiences and what makes you a good fit for the program. On the other hand, a personal statement talks about your personal and professional challenges and how these instances have shaped your personality and made you the person that you are today. Most universities will ask for an SOP. However, some universities will also ask for an SOP and an additional personal statement, which is usually of 500 words. And now at this point, students get confused that I've already written everything in my SOP. So what differently can I write in my personal statement? Well, let's find out. Now, a personal statement is usually very fluid in nature. There isn't any fixed format or any compulsion on the content you need to include. So before writing the personal statement, please check for university requirements, whether they've given you an essay prompt or not. Because sometimes for personal statements, the universities do share an essay prompt. For example, describe any challenges or hardships you have faced while pursuing your education, or give reasons as to why you've applied to each of the academic programs listed in your application. So if the university has given you an essay prompt, then you just need to stick to the topic. Otherwise, for a personal statement, you can brainstorm the content that you would like to include. For example, a friend or a teacher that has really influenced you, or a hobby or an achievement that you're really proud of. You can also share the story of an obstacle or a challenge that you faced in your life. How did you overcome it and what did you learn from the process? In fact, you can also go for a mix of different topics based on the things that have left a deep impact on you throughout your life. Just make sure that the stories you share, the experiences you share, showcase how these instances have shaped your personality and made you the person that you are today. So now that you have clarity on the topic, you should break down your personal statement into 3 parts: the introduction, the body and the conclusion. In the introduction, share a little bit of background and introduce the topic that you will be writing on. In the body, go into detail of the topic. Share in length about the experience, the challenge or the event that took place, how did you overcome it and what did you learn from the process. You can also have 2 to 3 paragraphs here based on the number of experiences that you will be sharing. Now finally comes the conclusion part, and this is where you're going to talk about how these instances have shaped your personality and how you plan to bring these values to the program. Make sure whenever you're writing your personal statement, you should incorporate a little bit of feelings and emotions into it so that the admissions committee can also get an insight into who you are as an individual. And now I'm going to share with you a bonus personal statement sample written by a student that got him admission in top universities in the US. This student wanted to pursue a master's in civil engineering. So let's read. The life of an urban dweller is a patchwork of sorts. You may live in one square of the quilt but be unaware of surrounding swatches. My patch was Brooklyn, a patch buried within the dense urban quilt of New York City. Nature was never immediately outside my door. It was something my family had to consciously make a day of. We would pile into the subway and ride for hours to finally arrive at a tiny piece of nature, only it was neatly quarantined within the limits of the surrounding urban landscape. While many people remember recesses filled with playgrounds and grass, my memories are of a parking lot bordered by a 2-story tall chain link fence. These stark, well-defined boundaries ruled my daily existence. Nature to me was always enclosed by a fence, a wall, or a sidewalk. It existed only tucked between folds of concrete. Longing for more natural areas, I developed a distaste for the rigidity of my urban habitat. So you see how beautifully these first paragraphs are written. The student is sharing so much about their emotions, feelings, and what did they feel or experience while growing up. So this is what is the essence of a personal statement. It's not sharing too much about your academic or professional experiences, but your feelings, your emotions while growing up, and how these things have shaped your personality. So here in the first paragraph, the student is just introducing us to the topic, to his background, and therefore it forms the introduction. While studying civil engineering, I continuously attempted to deconstruct conventional engineering applications and blur these divides. But my engineering education upheld the traditional theories of compartmentalization. In water treatment and distribution classes, I was taught to design large plant central locations fenced off to the community, often unbeknownst to the urban dweller turning the faucet to gather water. When my studies presented an opportunity to write a prescription for combined sewer overloads and actual urban illness caused by overdevelopment, mine was the reintroduction of nature through an extensive implementation of green roofs. After the project ended, I continued on to co-author a paper on the applicability of low-impact designs in urban settings. Frustrated by the lack of research and literature on how to easily integrate green roofs into current engineering design theory and equations, I conducted hydrological tests on green roof planting material. Currently, I am working on publishing these findings with the purpose of aiding engineers in the New York tri-state area with this integration. So what is the student doing here? The student is taking us to the body information in their personal statement, where if you notice, they are talking about a professional experience, but it doesn't really go into the details of the project too much, but still focusing on sharing their feelings and emotions and how frustrated they were with the research that was done and how they wanted to introduce that green landscape in the project that they were taking. So a very nice blend of professional experiences as well as professional challenges and personal challenges faced along the way. So really good job done here, bringing in the topic again about them being so passionate about nature and how to bring that component in civil engineering. Immediately after graduation, I traveled to Ghana and found myself instinctively questioning where this developing nation drew the boundary between the constructed and the natural. While observing Ghanaian life, I discovered that often the natural landscapes overshadowed the constructed, and at the center of life was the community. I witnessed a society where urban congestion, the natural environments, living spaces, technology, and the community are not a separated patchwork, but rather are woven to become a more vibrant cloth. In more rural areas, my reaction was that the constructed environment, including technological infrastructure, did not define the boundaries of life, but rather coordinated with the natural and cultural realms already in existence. So you see here, again, a beautifully written paragraph. The student is talking about their expedition to Ghana, which is another amazing experience and how that has left a deep impact on them. They're talking about how different was this experience from New York and what they were actually seeing at Ghana. And then if you see, they bring that patchwork metaphor here again, which has been so beautifully introduced, where they are saying that here that patchwork did not exist, where everything was separated into blocks, but it was seamlessly blending together. And I realized that this is also how urban and natural landscapes could exist together. So here also, when we are reading, we are really understanding what this person feels, what is their emotional quotient, what are some of the things that have shaped their personality. Yeah. Engineers are often stereotyped as being human calculators, unreceptive to the social parameters surrounding the project at hand, crafting quilts with squares organized into grids, preventing any overlap. In many aspects, regions of Ghana seem to be the photo negative of the large city situation, where underdevelopment, nature, and the community could define the face of technology. This curiosity motivated me to return to graduate school and explore how water treatment and purification can occur under monetary and chemical resource limitations. My current experience as a graduate research assistant for an NSF-funded project on global research ethics will help me further shape my research by examining the cultural impacts filtration infrastructure imparts and what ethical responsibilities an engineer has to the community. Thus, I will continue to map the existing boundaries between nature, the built environment, and culture. So this is the last concluding paragraph, and here the student is brought a little bit reference of Ghana, a little bit reference of New York, and bringing everything together to share how these experiences have molded his personality and how he plans to bring all these experiences to the graduate school that he joins and what he plans to fulfill there or achieve there. So overall, a beautifully written personal statement, and I hope you will learn something from this. So now I hope you've gotten a good understanding of how to go about writing a personal statement. Now if you wish to learn in detail as to how to write these admission documents and receive samples from top universities, then you can join me for my course on Write Your Way to Study Abroad. As part of this course, I teach you in detail how to write your SOPs, LORs and other admission documents such as your personal statements, scholarship essays and emails to professors. With 8+ hours of content, 70+ section-wise samples and 15+ full essay samples, you will literally be spoiled for choice. However, if you've already written your personal statement or SOP and just want to get it reviewed, then you can also join us for our review program. As part of this review program, we give you 2 rounds of review on your statement. In the first round of review, we sit down with you on a Zoom call and give you content level feedback. What to include, not to include, how to make your content much more attractive. After that, once you've made all these changes, we go for a second round of review where we polish your document for language, grammar, sentence structure and make it complete and ready for submission. We usually have limited slots available because it takes a lot of our time and we are not able to accommodate everyone. So if you're interested, please sign up in advance. The link to both the course and the review program is given in the description and in the pinned comment. Also, if you would like to access the sample personal statement that I shared with you today, the link to that is also available in the description. And now, thank you so much for watching this video and I wish you have a fantastic study abroad journey ahead.